Premier 7 welcomes to present some news on the Jamaican, the Manchester City's captain, Khadija Bunny Shaw. Khadija Shaw captaincy helped Reggae Girlz secure an historic 1 point versus Bleu. Such a big surprise, and I myself was surprised as well. However, Premier 7 would surely have a say on this. So guess what? Make we see? Wagwan. Greetings, viewers and subscribers. Welcome to Premier 7 for another time with another live video. I am your host, Ryan Nelson, and today is a day of celebration as the Jamaican captain Khadija Bunny Shaw, the first female as well to be featured on Premier 7. She was the captain of the game today against the French national team, and historically, Jamaica secured a point. That is absolutely massive. And I just want to take a quick look on the profile of Khadija Shaw because she have been spoken about on other occasions, on other platforms, but of course, Premier 7 is not all about speaking about the male side of football. But once it represents females as well who are of the EPL, there can be a room for them as well. So, of course, let's dive into details. The topic is Khadija Shaw captaincy helped Reggae Girlz secure 1 point versus Bleu, and this will be based on her player profile. Of course, I want to say a big thank you to all the supporters as well who are continuously supporting Premier 7. We all know the gist already. Continue to watch, like, comment, share, and subscribe to Premier 7 for some more awesome news about what is taking place in the English Premier League. And don't forget to turn on your notifications bell. Of course, you can always follow me on YouTube, that is Premier 7, and also on TikTok. Of course, I want to dive into the news about what took place today, about the Reggae Girlz. So, without no further ado, let me just jump into the historic details because it was a big surprise to see the Reggae Girlz pulling off a stunner against the French national team. And it shows here that Reggae Girlz take historic World Cup point against France. You can see the celebration there, you can see the happiness, you can see the happiness showing on all persons' face in the picture here. The source says Jamaica secured their first ever point at a FIFA Women's World Cup with a 0-0 draw against France at the Sydney Football Stadium in Sydney, Australia on Sunday. The Reggae Girlz, ranked 43rd in the world, came into the game as underdogs, as I would even expect, against the 5th ranked French team, who may consider one of the contenders for the title. I can remember a game that French team played against the United States when the US really and truly had to fight their all for that game, and it was a beautiful game. That was where I realized how impactful France is, and based on the rankings, it shows without a doubt. France created the better chances throughout the game, especially through striker Diniani, right? Who had a number of chances. However, a combination of resolute defending and chances off targets denied her from putting her name on the score sheet for Les Bleus. All right. So with that being said, the French national team had a chance to do the do in Jamaican terms to win that game, but based on resolute defenders, the Jamaican national team stood out and they played very well. I must give a big shout out to the goalkeeper. She has been very instrumental between the sticks. That is goalkeeper Spence for the Reggae Girlz, and all the players, of course. For example, the Swabies, Carter Sampson, Spence Brown, and the list goes on. The Reggae Girlz are playing some good football. And I just want to say this, if you never know. I was a classmate of not Captain Shaw, but former captain though, Plummer, Kanye Plummer, in high school. And she is a wonderful person. I am somewhat sorry that she did not make it to the World Cup, but based on inconveniences or based on reasons, she missed out. But I mean, the Reggae Girls are doing something fantastic. The next game will be against the Panamanians, and I am hoping that they will pull off another stunner. Now, I want to dive into some quick details here on the captain, Khadija Bunny Shaw, via goal.com. We want to see what is taking place on her player profile because she is not only a captain that plays good football based on the eyes, but the stats do show how instrumental and impactful she is. She's, of course, the attacker. She plays for Manchester City, the women's team, and that is the reason why she's featured on Premier 7. Of course, she has been doing very well for them. Down here, you are seeing that she scored 20 goals in 22 appearances, 7 assists. She played 1,905 minutes, and that shows that she is absolutely a thunderous player. Overall, in the Premier League, she shows that she have what it takes to continue, and for her to be quite young as well, she is basically 26, so she's not in her prime really, but she have a long career ahead of her. And for her to be scoring a lot of goals for Manchester City, who has been doing well in the WSL, I mean, it is applaudable for a Jamaican to be featured in such a big team. For the Reggae Girls, Bonnie Shaw right here, she has played 8 games, scoring 12 goals, 6 assists. That reminds me of Erling Haaland, scoring more goals than appearances. Where does Man City find these powerhouse strikers? Because Bonnie Shaw is not a small player, very physical, she's very powerful, she's nice, of course, but on the pitch, she will destroy you. And that was what took place earlier on in the game against France. She was outstanding. She played as if she was a truck running through the players, but France at the end of the day is a stronger team, but I have to say Bunny Shaw and the team went out and do a good job for the national team. So you're seeing there on the statistics that she played a fair amount of games for the Reggae Girls thus far, and a fair amount of games for Manchester City, not only in the Premier League but entirely. And for Khadija Bunny Shaw to be out of the game against Panama, there are players who can replace her, but it will be a big miss. I want to dive into the Reggae Girls team with Bonnie Shaw today to see what took place because the coach selected a 4-4-1-1 formation with Bonnie Shaw leading the line. I think that was a good idea because at the end of the day, France team is very flexible. They know how to play in different positions. They know how to switch up their thing and they don't want to give them any chances. That is the reason why I said before a big shout out to Pence because she stood out. She was resolute in the goal for the national team for Jamaica, and she is the goalkeeper for Spurs as well. So I have to give a big shout out to Tottenham Spurs for having this powerful keeper. She played her part as well. So let me just look on the Reggae Girls national team to let you know the players who were there. Mention some of them who played really well. Of course, Bonnie Shaw is the main topic, of course, because she is the captain that led the team to the historic draw today. I mean, I thought Reggae Girls could have scored a goal, but France is a team that doesn't accept those things so easy. The national team, it was a 4-4-1-1. In goal, Spence, of course, who was absolutely phenomenal. I think I need to speak to Spence one of these days. The backline had Wilshire, the two Swabies, and Blackwood. They played well, of course, because most of the chances that France took was because of the powerful defensive line that Jamaica had. They could not score. The midfield was covered by Carter, Samson, Spence, Brown, and the attacking player was Primus and Khadija Shaw. That is where Khadija Shaw plays for Man City as the number 9. However, it depends on the context of the games. More so, Jamaica may even change their formation. Maybe they play a 4-4-2, a 4-3-3, depending on their opposition teams. But Khadija Shaw is a player that scored a lot of goals. Remember, she scored more goals than how she make assists. And in that case, it is a sad thing that she received a red card, but it is just a part of the game. I watched a part of the game as well, and I was surprised about the red card because to me it wasn't, but that is just how the game is. And by way of that, I just want to say once more a big shout out to Khadija Shaw and the national team for stepping up on the plate and delivering for the country, delivering for her career as a Man City player. Khadija Shaw is a complete player to me because she can play well for her country and play well for her club team. And as I've said before, I have to give a big shout out to Khadija Bunny Shaw because she is the first female to be featured on Premier 7. Of course, the World Cup is going on excitedly fine. I mean, there has been huge upgrades for all of the players or for the competition on a whole because back in the days when you're watching the females playing football, you would say that, no man, them can't play. But guess what? It is a different thing. I saw a few games. I saw the game against USA and Vietnam and it was really a good game, especially on the US end. The US national team is the best in the world, and hopefully they can continue on that good path. But Khadija Shaw and her team deserve a big shout out. I mean, Premier 7 is, of course, on board with all more details about other things as well. And it is my pleasure to bring this wonderful news. Of course, Khadija Shaw, captaincy, helped Reggae Girlz secure 1 point versus Bleu. Our player profile was being discussed. And by way of that, I want to say thank you all for watching this video. Even when you cannot at this point, check it out when you can. You all take care. Goodbye. And I will speak to you within a few more days. Bye bye.